Live from WDTV Studios, this is WDTV 5 News at 6, keeping you connected.
Now on the special Black Friday edition of 5 News at 6. With $4 billion in online sales yesterday, we talked to local restaurants to see if holiday shopping affects them. And an organization in our area is making sure that children don't go without a gift under the tree this holiday season.
And I am tracking a winter storm watch for some portions of our area. Could that impact your weekend? I'll have more coming up on 5 News at 6 p.m.
Good evening, folks. So happy to have you with us live here from the Meadowbrook Mall. We are in the 5 News Event Center for this special Black Friday edition of 5 News at 6. We want to get to all of the holiday shopping season headlines later in the broadcast, but first, some local news and weather updates. We begin with a developing story. Activity of the wildfire tearing through the eastern part of our state has decreased now that winds have calmed down. Fire personnel are attacking the fire directly on the west side by building a fire line to try and protect the buildings. A press release sent to us this morning from the U.S. Forest Service says crews from multiple states are still on scene. Those winds not only affecting that fire, but also affecting power for thousands of West Virginians on Thanksgiving Eve. It created a busy couple days for Mon power crews, many of them working on the holiday. But the winds calmed down and the lights are back on. By this morning, nearly all the power was restored throughout the state. No major outages anymore in our area as a result of those winds that moved through yesterday. So the winds are behind us. What is in front of us? We are inside here at the Meadowbrook Mall, not dealing with the elements today, a bit chilly. Also inside is Colleen Campbell. She's been following these winds and this storm, this system all week long. Colleen, the winds are now behind us, but what's ahead of us?
That's right, Josh. We had winds a lot calmer for today, and those winds were certainly gustier yesterday. Let's look at those current wind speeds. They are nice and calm, nothing to worry about, which helped us out because it didn't feel so blustery outside, even though it was cold and gloomy for today. Those wind gusts yesterday maxed out around 20 miles per hour, so even though those winds were diminishing, they were still gusty at times and very strong. But once again, we didn't have to worry about that for today. Around the region right now, we have some lower 40s, upper 30s in the area, and we are going to get colder as the night goes on. We are tracking a little bit of precipitation on the way for our weekend, and if you look up to the north of Iowa, the south of Minnesota, and in portions of the Dakotas, you see some snow and a wintry mix. That could be making its way into our area in places like Tucker County overnight Saturday going into Sunday morning, which I will have more of in my full weather.
Colleen, thank you very much. Happy those winds are behind us. We'll tune into you later to see what that wintry mix is going to bring us. Colleen, did you go shopping yesterday? Because a lot of people did. Yesterday brought in a record $4 billion in sales online. Adobe Analytics says nearly half of online sales yesterday were made on smartphones. On Thanksgiving Day, the first Thanksgiving ever to surpass that $4 billion mark, compared with just over 33% last year in those smartphone sales. Adobe Analytics predicting $7.5 billion in online sales for Black Friday today, nearly $9.5 billion on Cyber Monday. Now, folks, today is Black Friday. Businesses all across West Virginia benefit from this. But what about the restaurants? Do you ever think of them on this holiday? Well, WDTV's Veronica Obey did. She went to talk to some restaurant owners to see how this holiday affects them.
What is known as the biggest shopping day of the year, you would think that restaurants would get some of the holiday revenue boost, but that is not the case. The NPD Group looked into the shopping season for 2018 and found that Black Friday actually ranked as the 14th best day for restaurants. This is because most people have leftovers they can eat and don't have a need for restaurant services. The co-owner of the Grind Cafe and Coffee Shop in Morgantown can attest to these statistics, especially in a college town.
We have 22,000 kids here that just leave, so business, not just Black Friday, but for the whole week of what is Thanksgiving break in Morgantown, business drops significantly.
As a local business in a college town, Johnson says even though less revenue comes in, it's not easy to close on days like this.
People may think, why wouldn't you just close down and take a break? But if we do that, then a lot of the people that live in town, they start to question whether or not you're open, and if you do that, then you're going to be in trouble in the summertime.
But being open during the holidays is no problem for Johnson.
As much as we may not make a lot of money, we make a lot of friends. And it helps encourage other businesses downtown, I think, to stay open as well, so that we can maybe grow our downtown area into a place where people want to shop on Black Friday.
For 5 News, I'm Veronica Obey, keeping you connected in Monongalia County.
NPD did report that Thanksgiving and Christmas Day were the 2 worst days in the calendar year for restaurants. Now, while these big box stores are going to be making big bucks and seeing a lot of foot traffic today, small businesses and local shops are preparing for tomorrow. It's Small Business Saturday. It's been sponsored by American Express for more than a decade now and has proven to be a big day for many small stores throughout the country and West Virginia. These small businesses are gearing up for all the traffic.
10 years now that American Express has promoted the Small Business Saturday, and we've participated for 10 years, and every year it gets larger and larger. So we're very excited and hope to have a good crowd this weekend.
Later in the broadcast, we'll be talking with a local business leader here in Bridgeport. Today marks the 11th year that the Marion County Toy Shop opened its doors for the holiday season. The program aims to give every kid in Marion County at least one gift during the holidays. They've been accepting donations since November 1st and provided a record number of families with new and gently used toys.
Every child deserved a Christmas, and so that's how we started this Marion County Toy Shop. And it's growing every year, and we just today we hope it's the biggest year. We've had almost 890 kids sign up through the school system and stuff, and so we hope the parents come and get their stuff so they'll at least have something for Christmas.
Pre-registration for the program began in November, took place throughout the month. Lines to get into the toy shop extended out the doors hours before it began today. If you tuned in to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade yesterday, you may have spotted a familiar face hiding amongst one of the marching bands. We told you last week that Grafton's Landon Tucker was gearing up to perform in the parade. The junior percussionist in the marching band was selected to be a member of the Macy's Great American Band yesterday. It's a group of roughly 200 students from all 50 states and Washington, D.C. Tucker was selected to perform in the parade after an audition process that took place nearly a year ago. In about 2 minutes, local emergency officials tell us what you need to know to stay safe while decorating for the holidays. Plus, it's the eve of Small Business Saturday. We'll speak live on set here at the Meadowbrook Mall to officials from our area to highlight the importance of shopping small.
And if you're planning to go out for that Small Business Saturday, you do want to bring an umbrella with you, and I am tracking a wintry mix later on Saturday night. I'll have your full weather in about 10 minutes.
You're watching 5 News at 6 with Cynthia Hill, Josh Croup, First Alert Weather with Colleen Campbell, and Local Sports with Carly Nevis. 5 News at 6 continue.
Welcome back to this special Black Friday edition of 5 News at 6, live here from the 5 News Event Center at Meadowbrook Mall. We are entering the season of putting up lights and decorating your trees, but with some of those holiday cheers comes some risks. Bridgeport firefighter Mark Jeffries says his department sees an increase in house fires during the month of December. Jeffries gave us some tips that we should keep in mind while we're setting up those house lights.
Setting up lights outside, you should try to keep your outlets outside. Try to attach your lights out there. And if you're setting them up on the inside, keep them on the inside. Don't mix and match. You're just going to cause some fire issues there.
According to the National Fire Protection Association, fire departments respond to an average of 160 home fires because of Christmas trees each year. Mon Health Stonewall Jackson Memorial Hospital has announced it has received a baby-friendly designation from Baby Friendly USA. It's the second hospital in our area to get such a title. At the beginning of the month, United Hospital Center in Bridgeport earned the title from the World Health Organization. President Trump is renewing his promise to end the 18-year war in Afghanistan by reopening peace talks with the Taliban. The president landing on Air Force One this morning at West Palm Beach after his surprise trip to Afghanistan, where he made that announcement. During his visit, President Trump served Thanksgiving dinner to U.S. troops and met with the Afghan president. Mr. Trump also confirmed plans to bring thousands of troops home.
Be down at a number that's a good number, and we're going to stay until such time as we have a deal or we have total victory.
The president made his first ever trip to Afghanistan in the middle of a tense period with military leaders in Washington. It's one of the most magical nights of the year in downtown Bridgeport. In about 2 minutes, a live preview of what makes this year's Light Up Night even more special.
And if any of you had plans to hang up those lights for this weekend, we are tracking rain, but some dry areas in between. I'll have your full forecast after this break.
Welcome back to this special Black Friday edition of 5 News at 6, live here from the Meadowbrook Mall. Today is Black Friday, but tomorrow is Small Business Saturday, a tradition now that's been going on for more than a decade. This is Brad Ford. He's the president of the Associated Businesses of Bridgeport. Brad, why is Small Business Saturday such an important aspect of the year, of the holiday shopping season for small businesses in the city?
It's exciting as small businesses. I ask all viewers to go out and support your small business tomorrow. If you're looking for that unique gift that you can't find on the internet, small business has it. I can tell you in Bridgeport, we are blessed with great businesses that will offer that unique item, that item that's different than anyone else has, to give to your loved one that you want for Christmas time.
That's a really special part about Small Business Saturday, and a very special part about Bridgeport, Brad, is Light Up Night. It was actually on this day last year that we had Light Up Night. My first ever time attending the event. It was magical. What's going to make this year even more magical?
This is our 15th year. So we helped kick off the Christmas holiday with Light Up Night. It's sponsored by, as you mentioned, the Associated Businesses of Bridgeport. The program's at 7 o'clock to help light the tree, but it's what happens before and what happens after. Beforehand, we have 2 staging areas where we have entertainment going on. Directly across from the Civic Center will be the one stage of the Bridgeport High School Jazz Band. So 6 to 7, they'll entertain the crowd, get them ready for Light Up Night. Also, at the same time, at a staging area near Almost Heaven Desserts, we'll be having the Chanticleer Children's Chorus of West Virginia performing. So you have that to get the atmosphere, to get the mood going, people seeing one another, saying Merry Christmas. Then afterwards, we had the tree lighting. Tree lighting follows with a great fireworks display. Then it's what, as merchants, we get to do. Our Christmas gift to everyone is being able to say Merry Christmas and giving treats away. So along with treats, more entertainment, dancing. Forecast looks really good. And if you can get Colleen Campbell from your station to help us with a little bit of snow, that'll top it off.
Colleen has a word and an ear with Mother Nature. We've told her before to try and just get us good weather. So maybe we'll cash in a favor with Mother Nature. When does this all take place? This is Thursday. You say the main stuff happens at 7. When do roads start closing and when can people start arriving?
Correct. It is next Thursday, December the 5th. 5 o'clock, the roads will shut down. All the businesses will start setting up, getting ready for the crowd to come in at 6 o'clock. 6 to 7 is just people gathering, parking, getting to their places. Certainly a highlight of the program is the Children's Choir. Children's Choir is a combined choir from Johnson, Simpson, and Heritage Christian Schools. So a large choir brings a lot of people. So that'll be happening as we get everyone set, ready for the 7 o'clock program.
15 years now. Finally, what have you learned as the Associated Businesses of Bridgeport president about this event and what it means to the city over the years?
You said the word magical. I've heard people describe it as a Hallmark movie. It's a time that people can look at one another, give hugs, and say Merry Christmas. And being able to be together, it's a wonderful time of year in the Christian calendar. So we feel like we get to be the one to help start this special season of Christmas.
And that season kicks off Thursday in downtown Bridgeport. It is a magical night straight out of a Hallmark movie. Brad Ford, the Associated Businesses of Bridgeport president, thank you so much for coming down. Brad had a message for Colleen. Colleen, what is the weather going to be like later in the week? What are we looking at for Small Business Saturday and the days to come? I want to send it back to you in our Bridgeport studios.
Well, gentlemen, I am working very hard with Mother Nature to have a nice negotiation here for Small Business Saturday tomorrow and next Thursday for Light Up Night. And I did want to remind everybody, we are doing the toy drop-off, Stuff the Trunk for Children's Hospital, WVU Medicine Children's in Morgantown. So make sure you bring out toys. I will be there. I'm planning on it. I missed it last year, and I'm looking forward to it this year. Let's look at our radar right now. Nice and dry, quiet conditions. We did have a little bit of light rain try to make its way into the forecast, but we have something on the bigger picture, the winter storm watch. Now, it's not for most of our state. In fact, it's one little slice of our area in the northeast going into Maryland and that eastern panhandle region. What does this mean? Well, it basically means that we have the chance for some icy conditions late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. So most of you will likely be in bed by the time that this happens. And again, it's really just for a portion of Tucker County and going into Garrett County, Maryland, and of course that eastern panhandle region. Let's look at our local temperatures right now. We were kind of really just in the mid 30s, upper 30s, and lower 40s for this afternoon. Those temperatures really didn't fluctuate by much, but unlike yesterday, we didn't have gusty winds today, making us feel a lot colder. Temperatures right now in the upper 30s in some spots, lower 40s still hanging on there, and we want to find who's sitting the coldest, brought to you by Climatrol Heating and Cooling Incorporated, and it looks like Kingwood is sitting the coolest at 36. Oh, nope, fooled by Grafton again. They are at 34. I'm just kidding with you guys. Grafton is the coldest, 34 degrees, and low 40s on the board in other spots like Elkins, Glenville, and Weston. As we look in our overnight hours, 32 degrees is what I'm forecasting for tonight. The higher terrain, of course, will be a little bit colder. Partly cloudy, calm winds, and an isolated shower is possible. Here on the wider picture, this is our next rainmaker that's trucking towards our way. I want to bring your eye over to portions of Nebraska, the Dakotas, Iowa, and Minnesota. We have a low pressure system that's trying to form up there, and of course they are getting snow. They are colder up there, but this actually could bring us some snow showers come Monday too, again for our higher terrain, not so much for the lowlands. Again, I do want to reiterate that we have this winter storm watch for Tucker County for tomorrow night going into Sunday morning, early Sunday morning in the pre-dawn hours. Actually, Sunday our temperatures will be back into the 50s. I'll explain more in a little bit, but for now, here's that rainy system that will be on the way for tomorrow. We're looking at that rain to arrive around 10 a.m. It will be very scattered, but we can have moderate showers at one time, giving us a nice amount of rainfall, about a ½ inch I'm looking at. As we go into the evening hours, there will be plenty of opportunity out there to kind of dodge the rain, dry pockets in and out. And then Sunday, we repeat that. Again, here we are Sunday night, and you can see that pink, that salmon color, that's that icy mix that we will have, basically rain mixing with ice that can cause some slippery roadways, and that's why we have that winter storm watch in some parts. FutureCast here, you see that warm front approaching. There's our system that moves through this weekend, bringing some rain. Finally, for tomorrow, 44 degrees, scattered showers, and then here's a little look of your 7-day forecast.
Coming up in sports, it's semifinal Friday. Spots in the state championship are on the line for Fairmont Senior and Doddridge County. We'll take a look at tonight's matchups next.
Tonight on WDTV, the Holiday Classics Frosty the Snowman and Frosty Returns, followed by Hawaii 5-0 and Blue Bloods. Then stay tuned for 5 News at 11. Tonight's lineup brought to you by Chuck's Furniture and Mattress, to the right of the Morgantown Mall.
It just may be the biggest game on 12th Street of all time. Number 1 Fairmont Senior hosts number 4 Bluefield in the state semifinals tonight at 7:30. It's a rivalry separated by 200 miles, but it was one that was created in Wheeling. The Polar Bears and Beavers have met in the state championship in each of the past 2 years. Fairmont Senior won it last season. Bluefield took it in 2017. Both teams have a lot in common. They average over 40 points a game, have D1 talent in WVU commit Zach Frazier for Fairmont Senior, while J.J. Davis, Sean Martin, and Mountaineer kicking commit Colin Paris hold D1 offers for Bluefield. Something else they share? Sights on a return trip to the state championship.
There's no loss for motivation this week. You know, there's no bulletin board material. There's none of that. You know, you don't need any of that. If guys aren't ready, then they're never going to be ready. And this is a big-time game with big-time players come Friday night.
These past 2 years we're 1-1 with them. This is the grudge match, and fortunately it's on 12th Street, so it'll be a good game. I hope to see everybody's out here. It'll be packed, great environment.
They're a good football team, They can throw, they can pass, they can do whatever we can do. And it's going to be a good dog fight, Friday.
Speaking of returning to the state championship, that is what Doddridge County will look to do for the first time since 1978. The undefeated and top-seeded Bulldogs host number 5 Williamstown tonight in the Class A semifinals at 7:30, and there's certainly a lot of familiarity in this matchup as well. Doddridge County beat Williamstown 20-7 in Week 10 behind 245 yards and 2 scores from Hunter America. But this was a one-score game in the fourth quarter, and head coach Bobby Burnside knows this one will be a battle once again.
When you look at that game, the level of intensity, the effort that our team played with for 4 quarters, it's going to take every bit of that. I mean, we realize that they're historically they play very well in the playoffs, and they've been to Wheeling Island a few times. So, that night was, for the coaching staff, we were very proud because our kids just gave it all, put it all on the field for 4 quarters, and it's going to take that type of effort again.
And in Fort Worth, the season finale for West Virginia, the Mountaineers and TCU were tied at 10 at the half, and the rainy weather conditions certainly have played a role. Jarrett Dagey was picked off twice in the first half. TCU is on top 17-10 midway through the third quarter. We'll have highlights of WVU, Fairmont Senior, and Doddridge County coming up tonight on 5 News at 11, and what a night it should be. For 5 Sports, I'm Darren Zaslow, keeping you connected in Marion County. Guys, back to you.
Darren Zaslow, thank you very much. A big night on deck indeed. Folks, that is going to do it for this special Black Friday edition of 5 News at 6, live from the 5 News Event Center here at the Meadowbrook Mall. For Carly Nevis, Darren Zaslow, Colleen Campbell, and the entire WDTV 5 News team, I'm Josh Croup. Thank you for watching, and good night.